Hi everyone, Mel Gabby here, and I'm doing the Oracle cards, and the ones I'm using today for the Oracle sessions is Raise Your Vibration by Kyle Gray. I use these because they're just a few words on a card, and the one that I chose earlier was Relationships are assignments. Now, that could be upsetting to people if you hear that, especially if you're in a relationship that you've just ended or that is incredibly taxing, even toxic, or where there's even domestic abuse. So the idea that something's an assignment and we're meant to follow that assignment can be incredibly annoying, or just wind us up, or even more than that. So I'm going to read the interpretation of Kyle Gray's view of relationships are assignments. I did do a card on this exact thing maybe about a year ago. So this perspective might have shifted. My perspective might have shifted because it depends on the relationships, whether they're intimate, loving kind of relationships or toxic, abusive relationships, healthy functioning relationships, or whether it's relationships with friends or family, older people in your life. So Carl says no connection or relationship happens by accident. There are many opportunities to learn through every interaction that we have with others. So we don't have to learn through every interaction. It can be exhausting to constantly review, reflect and analyse what's been going on. But it is useful. It's a useful practice too. So sure, there can be toxic and draining relationships, but through these we can gain a deeper sense of who we are and the gifts we have and the strengths we can draw from and overcome adversity. What I'll say on that note is, having worked for a local authority and ran a service that helped women who were leaving domestic abuse relationships, some of those women had been in those relationships on average for 10 to 20 years. So this isn't about just what's a relationship teaching you and is it a healthy functioning relationship, or is there lots of conflicts and drama, but it's also thinking about who do we meet when we're dating. Online dating is much more common now. People meet and date but don't ask enough questions. They don't find out about this person that they're investing time in. What do they like doing? What's their hobbies? Have they got aspirations? What do they work for? Who is around them? Who's their friends? How do they like to spend their spare time? What do they want in the future? Do they want children? All of these things that are important to us, because there will be some variables and there will be some similarities, but we can't just look for similarities. We've got to look at the bigger things. Now, in some cases, people aren't always honest and upfront about who they are the moment you meet them. But liking them and being attracted to them can be enough to warrant going on a second date. But we need to also be mindful that we've been brought up by Hollywood movies that for women, it's about being a princess, having the most beautiful wedding and flying off and being happy forever. And in many cases, it's not like that. Life is about ups and downs. We have conflicts. We have different communication styles. And it reminds me of NLP, where it's like, how open or how closed are you about what's going on? How secretive are you? How much do you share about yourself and your past and what you want? Or are you a people pleaser and you wear a mask and you hope that everybody likes you? Because those things eventually fail because it's too much of a strain to manage them. So we need to be as authentic and as honest as possible. Not necessarily spill it all out in the first 3 days, but, really just use that time to have fun, enjoy that person and see what it's like to hang out with them, and then find out the deeper aspects of life that